guys, Jonah here, back with a beer review. I know it's been a bit of a while. I always seem to be saying this of late, but I am going to be doing a kind of three in a row because they're all from the same brewery, provided to me very nicely by Cup Noodle Sue. So, Shimon to you, brother. This is your beers that you gave me. And they are from up near Liverpool, Bootle, I believe. It's a brewery called Colbier, or Cold Beer, I guess you could say. This one is Chorus, and it is a pale ale at 4%, proper sounds beer. A lot of these ones, or this style of beer, they have a musical connection, which I think is kind of cool. And while we are looking at the can, it tells you a little bit. I'm not going to go through all of this. It's going to tell you a little bit about the brewery itself, and it tells you where they are too, which is kind of cool. L20. They've got all sorts of things on here, drink fresh and all that kind of nonsense. The only thing that they don't have, which they probably should have, is a scannable code. So what are those things called? Either one that you can scan with your phone or like a barcode. That would help because Untapped, as some of you well know, use barcode scanners and can find the beers a lot easier. So this is the traditional British Pale Ale using German hops. That's interesting. So is it a pale ale? A British pale ale using German hops? Don't know. And they also use American hops. So we've got Polaris, which is the German one, and Citra, which is the American one. So I think what Chorus is supposed to be is a pale ale, a British pale ale in the malts, and then using German and American hops. Is that what it said? Did I misread that? No, it says core traditional British pale ale using German, blah 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 blah. So that's my reading of it. I don't know about that. And it says it's spicy, fruity, and smooth. What else does it have in there? It has barley, hops, wheat. No, it's a Reinholz-Gobbert. And the can is really squidgy. I've had this in the fridge for a while, a few days definitely. So there's no way this can is going to explode, which is good. Lovely! I can smell the hops from here. So we have got a straight-sided glass today. I tend to use these for the bigger bottles, which seems to work quite well. And I have got an idea. Is it going to let me? Chorus is that way round. Oh, okay, and the cap's the other way round. So what I might do, let me do a cheeky twist of that cap. If I can open it out a little bit, because that way I can do a subtle clip like that, and it says Chorus, as though it should have been like that. Something like that. You know how we roll. We like to have a weird thing on the front. I tell you what's not weird though is look, there's absolutely no head at all. I know it's been in the fridge. Probably got a bit of chill haze. I mean, you can kind of see through there, but it should be cleaner than that. Look down the bottom. It's a bit, little bit hazy. I mean, a chill haze as opposed to a murky. It was supposed to be like that haze. And I'm definitely getting the Citra. Not sure about the Polaris. German hops are those kind of ones that I'm never they don't jump out at me. And same as Czech hops as well, the kind of noble style hops. And I met some guys from the Czech Republic. One was a hop grower, and there were two brewers. I met them in the Royston the other night, and we had a bit of a bottle drinking. Always ends up a bit kind of messy, but yeah, it was really good to meet some people from different places, which is cool. But yeah, I'm getting that kind of damp, hedgerowy, the old school Citra, um, not the tropical kind of crazy modern kind of Citra. So interesting. I'm also getting a little bit of kind of almost like a cascadey peach, and I don't usually get that from Citra. I don't think. Um, but hey, we'll see. But yeah, slightly disappointing with the lack of head. I mean, look at the side of the glass as there is carbonation there, just not forming any head, which is crazy. Oh, I've got a new watch as well. I've got I like the NATO straps, as you well know. Cheapo watch, Amazon special, but I quite like it. It looks quite cool, and it's on a NATO strap. So cheers and beers to that. Oh, okay. Very interesting. So yes, this is kind of like the old traditional. When they say British Pale Ale or UK Pale or something like that, essentially what that means is it's kind of like a bitter, but a light bitter. We're not talking ESB or something like that. Um, so yeah, I got malt up front, which was really interesting. And then the bitterness came through separately. What I was getting on the nose, the kind of citra, the flavors, are in fact very muted in the mouth. Maybe this is because it's been chilling out. Um, and you know me, I like to chill out. Um, but yeah, it's not really coming across. The hops in here are more for bittering, and you are getting quite a nice level of bittering in this beer, but the malts are kind of more front forward for the flavour, which is really interesting because pale ales, obviously the modern pales, the modern hazies, you put oats in there, you put wheat in there, you put all sorts of stuff in there, makes it cloudy, but it also kind of makes it, well, they tend to go for a more hop forward beer. Whereas in the traditional UK style, uh, you don't. You're using the hops more for bitterness. You can taste some hops in there. Don't get me wrong. Um, but yeah, the UK style of pale ales, of bitters, of that kind of thing. Yeah, it's more about it's more malt forward than hop forward. It's really weird because Americans don't really get that. Oh, and at 4%, it was 4%, wasn't it? Yeah, 4%, bang on. Yeah, it's really nice, sessionable beer. Um, Perhaps if I'd read the label, I would have let this warm up a little bit because that's the kind of British style. My other half usually says, "Oh, are you drinking that warm beer again?" And what she means is camera beer, cask beer, that kind of stuff. Because I do drink a lot of that, and obviously I'm quite involved in camera as a society. Um, and this beer reminds me of kind of beers that I used to drink in my youth. Obviously, I used to live a stone's throw from London. Wasn't quite in London, but near as damn it. So I spent my time in London a lot of the times, and having those kind of. In fact, weirdly, Whitbread was one of my favourite favourite breweries. But you had Fuller's and things like that, Chiswick. Um, yeah, which were kind of brewed in London. Wow. Yeah, that really, really does remind me of my youth, my misspent youth, shall we say. Malt forward, the hops are there, um, playing a backup kind of, yeah, second fiddle in this beer. This is almost kind of lager-like, but weirdly in a German style, which is perhaps no surprise, being some of the hops in here are German hops. Um, in the fact that when you're drinking a kind of not a super pale lager, but a bit more of a kind of stronger lager, you are getting that kind of malt coming through first. Um, pardon me, and then the hops come through second. Um, one for bitterness. Sorry, I thought I was going to burp again. Whoa. Uh, yeah, this beer is carbonated, but just the head retention's not quite there. So, yeah, if I had feedback to give on chorus, it's definitely in the kind of older style of pale ale, which is really good. I do like that. If that's what you were trying to do, my goodness, it was spot on. Um, I would say, yeah, your cans definitely need some sort of yeah, some sort of barcode or even a one of those scanner things, QR code perhaps that you can scan into your phone and pull up details. Um, being a beer guy, someone that likes reviewing beer, that kind of stuff. I do like that. I like the fact that you put the provenance, you put what the hops are, which is really cool. Um, you put a little bit of a story in, which is brilliant. But yeah, something like that that you can just use technology to scan would be cool. Um, the beer itself, though, I actually really like this. It is what it is. It's a pale ale. The only thing, perhaps, I mean, we've got a little bit of lacing, as you can see, coming down on the side of the glass there, but the head retention isn't quite there, and the beer's tiny bit hazy. But perhaps that's because I've chilled it down. If this was in cask, or if I'd read the side of yeah, the can first, maybe I wouldn't have chilled it down, or maybe I should have taken it out of the fridge, maybe I don't know, half an hour before I opened it. I always do that though with all sorts of beers, is because I've had too many beers kind of exploding and frothing all over my trousers, which I don't like doing. So I'd rather have a chilled beer as opposed to an exploding beer, if you know what I mean. But this one, really, really good. There was no chance of this one exploding, so well done. Yeah, cheers and beers to the Colbier.